This is one of the more challenging types of rational inequalities, but if we will remember the steps that we outlined before, the first thing that we want to do is to get the number 0 on one side of the inequality. So let's start by subtracting either one of these. It doesn't matter. So let's subtract 3 over x plus 1 from both sides. And when we do that, we end up with 5 over x minus 3 minus 3 over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Now, there are several ways to proceed from here. One is the boundary point method, and the other is to just jump straight to the graph of the rational expression that results on the other side. But either way, we're going to have to subtract those two rational expressions. We're going to have to combine them into a single fraction before we proceed. Because whether we're graphing or using the boundary point method, we need to have a single put together fraction to find the zeros of the top numerator, the zeros of the denominator. Those kinds of actions are performed on a rational expression that is one put together fraction, not two rational expressions that are subtracted. The LCD is going to be, in this case, x minus 3 times x plus 1. And so this fraction needs an x plus 1 over x plus 1, and this fraction needs an x minus 3 over x minus 3 in order to get that common denominator. So once we multiply all of this, both of these are now over the same denominator that is x plus 1 times x minus 3, and we are still greater than or equal to 0. Let's go ahead and now distribute those constants in. So we have 5x plus 5 minus 3x plus 9 all over. Let's leave this in its factored form, because that's going to help us with any simplification if it's factored. And then to clean up that top part, we will combine like terms, so we'll have 2x, which is 5x minus 3x, and then 5 plus 9 is 14, so 2x plus 14. And in the spirit of just having it as factored and reduced as possible, I'm going to pull that 2 out of the top. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it does clearly illustrate that none of these factors cancel, that this rational function won't simplify any farther. So now that we have it as a put together fraction, we can proceed with either the boundary point method or the graphing method. If you were going to go boundary points, the boundary points are going to be x is equal to -7, the zeros of the top, x is equal to -1, the 0 of the bottom, and +3, another 0 of the bottom. So all these would go on the number line. I'm actually going to jump right over to the graph, because I find that to be a little bit more intuitive when we're looking at the graph of a rational function. I'm going to graph this function that's on the left-hand side as if it were equal to y, right? So I'm going to set that thing equal to y and graph it. So we've jumped up over here. Notice we've taken that rational expression and brought it up over here, set it equal to y, and then now we're going to graph that rational function. So we have two vertical asymptotes. One of them is at x is equal to -1. The vertical asymptotes are occurring at the zeros of the denominator, at these domain restrictions. Nothing canceled out, so we don't have any holes. So we have x is equal to +1 and x is equal to +3. This is just a rough sketch of what this graph is going to look like. Now, for the horizontal asymptote, let's consider what this thing is going to look at like when it's multiplied out. You know, the top was 2x plus 14. We already knew that. The bottom is going to be x squared. And actually, the rest of it doesn't matter so much, because I can see now that the bottom has a degree that is bigger than the degree of the top. We could go ahead and multiply it out. It's x squared minus 2x minus 3, but since the degree of the bottom is bigger than the degree of the top, the horizontal asymptote is going to be y is equal to 0. So we can go ahead and do that. The x-intercepts are going to be at -7. I'm going to have an x-intercept here. The x-intercepts occur at the zeros of the numerator, and that's my only x-intercept. So now we're going to go over and look at the calculator to see how this must all fit together. So here we have our calculator. We're going to graph this thing, and we're going to hit alpha F1 to get our numerator denominator feature. In the numerator, we have 2 times x plus 7. And in the denominator, we have x plus 1 times x minus 3. And here's what's going on. So we can clearly see that we're going to have a graph that kind of looks like this. It's approaching the 2 asymptotes going down. And then out here, we have a graph that's going to be up in that first quadrant. Now, what's going on over there by that -7? I'm going to change the window so that I can kind of zoom in around that -7. I'm going to go -10 to -6 with the scale of 1. And then I want my y values to be really small, kind of zoomed in around there. Let's go -1 to 1 and see if that's enough. And yeah, we can tell that it is crossing the x-axis right here at x is equal to -7. We could even do second calculate value and see that at -7, that y value is equal to 0. We do have an x-intercept there. So on our picture, let's say that our graph is coming in here. It's got to cross at -7, and then it's going to come back to approach that horizontal asymptote. It's going to have to ultimately be approaching the asymptote out at -infinity. So maybe that'll help us to figure out what our solution set is, because we're looking for basically who are the x values that cause this function to be greater than 0. So essentially, where is y greater than 0? Well, in the region out here, our y values are underneath that x-axis, so they're negative there. So we'll say that the y values are greater than 0 up here, and then also up there. So the solution set is going to be from -7 to -1, union from 3 to +infinity. We're not going to include the 3 because it is an asymptote. It's not in the domain, so it's not part of the solution set. The -1 is not included because it's an asymptote. And the 7 is actually, yes, included because that has a y value that's equal to 0. So this would be our solution set.